Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, if you can't tell by the title, we are going to be playing with the new Beautybay X and Nikkie Tutorials palette. Oh, so exciting, so exciting. I haven't been able to film with this yet as mine is actually broken and I'm actually so sad, but yeah, you know what, it's fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight on into it. So if you didn't know, Nikkie Tutorials did a collaboration with Beautybay. This is the packaging, looks like this, so cute. This little keyhole was actually the product reveal kind of thing, I guess you can kind of say. They look like posted this on their Instagram and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And it is their collab and I was so excited. So yeah, it comes in this black box. It's got like sparkly kind of packaging on it, really cute. This palette is £25, by the way, guys. Yes. So when I first saw this palette, I was like, oh, I was excited. I was like, oh, I saw her reveal video and I was like, this looks good. This looks so good. But I did kind of feel like it looks similar to Mitchell's palette with Beautybay, because obviously they collabed. I have done a few different looks, I think, using that palette, like on my Instagram and stuff like that. But that is limited. That was limited edition, I think it was. But they've like discontinued it now, so it's no longer on the Beautybay website, which is such a shame. But yeah, but anyway, basically it's kind of similar in the same way that Nikkie's side has like a colourful side and a darker side. That's what she says anyway. And then Mitchell's has like a cool tone side and a warm tone side. So I thought that was kind of like similar in a way, but yeah, the palette is what she looks like. Really nice. I really like this whole like temple vibe thing, and I really like how she's put like a more colourful side and a like a darker side. She also did come out with pop sockets. I've got the more colourful one. She also came out with like a darker one as well, which was kind of cute. But I'm glad I kind of got this one because I just realised that this kind of matches like my whole phone case vibe. So it's like I've got like the darker side as my phone case, and then I've got the pop socket, which is like the colourful side. So I kind of like how that kind of worked out. But anyway, getting back to the palette. So this is what it looks like. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised by the price. £25 is actually really good. This is meant to be limited edition, but I think they are restocking it at some point. But right now I know that it is out of stock. But yeah, this is what she looks like. Really cute. She does have like a little thing on the back which does say, it does say, hi guys, it's me, Nikkie. I'm beyond excited to finally show you this, my palette in collaboration with Beautybay. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and this time we're doing it right for everybody. This palette truly showcases my life and personality. You guys know that I'm all about bright and unique makeup looks, but this palette also shows a different, darker side of me. I can't wait to see the looks you create, from dark and mysterious to bold and uniquely you. This palette is my safe place, my temple, and this never would have happened without the support of my glow babies. I love you. So if you don't already know, Nikkie did actually do another eyeshadow palette collaboration with Too Faced. We're not going to really get into that, but a whole lot went down, and she hasn't done like an eyeshadow palette collab ever since then. But she has done like other collabs with like Ofra. I really love her highlighters that she's got from Ofra. But yeah, let's go ahead and open up the palette. Oh, it's so pretty. My blue shade is broken. I think a few people have broken as well though. For instance, I was watching a Tweely's video and her blue shade actually broke as well, but it's not too bad. So yeah, this is the palette. How pretty is this palette, you guys? It is gorgeous. I will swatch each of the shades and I will kind of give an explanation for each, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, swatches, again, I don't usually do like a full palette swatch, but I will for this just because it is such a like amazing collaboration that I thought I would swatch the whole palette and kind of give you guys a little insight to what they look like just swatched, because obviously I can't use them all on my eyelid today. But yeah, she also did include a little card which is really cute, which basically has the shade names on it and like what kind of brush to use for each shade. And it does give you like a little breakdown of the shade as well, since Redemption is a marigold orange matte, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, and then we'll go ahead and jump into a little tutorial. The first row of swatches, we have the first shade, which is Redemption, which is a marigold orange matte. We then have a Blend and Snap, which is a bubblegum pink matte. We then have Ivy, which is an icy white shimmer that looks gorgeous. It's almost like a duochrome. It's almost got like a little bit of pink to it. We then have Slasher, which is a mulberry purple matte. We then have the last shade in the row, which is 5am, which is a chocolate matte brown. Moving on to the second row, we have Roxy Catan, which is a bright pink shimmer. We then have Villa, or VLA, don't really know how to pronounce that, sorry, which is a bumblebee yellow matte. We then have Mikai, I don't know how to pronounce that, again I think it might be a Dutch word, I'm not too sure. That is a true red matte. That red matte honestly was literally like one swipe, it was crazy. We then have a Mila, which again I think it might be a Dutch word, which is a caramel and nude matte. And the last shade in the row, we have Underground, which is a silver gold shimmer. Moving on to the third row, we have Plot Twist, which is a periwinkle matte. Sorry, this is a little bit like sheer on my skin tone, like you can't really see it because I'm so pale. We then have Aura, which is an orange shimmer. This is like almost got like little bits of like pink in it. We then have a basic Trut. I think Trut is a naughty word in Dutch. That is a pink toned nude matte. Again, that is so similar to my skin tone, you won't be able to see it that much. We then have All In, which is a green duochrome. This is stunning, like, honestly. It's like greeny, but it also has like bits of like a taupe kind of undertone to it. It's gorgeous. We then have Ooh, which is a true green matte. And to the last row, which is definitely like one of my faves, can't lie. We have Pride, which is a pink duochrome. This is honestly like my favourite shade probably in the whole palette. It's gorgeous. We then have Zomer. I think again this is a Dutch word. This is a pink peach matte, or peach pink matte. We then have Mama Tutorials, which is a baby blue shimmer. We then have Amsterdam, which is the one that's broken of mine, which is so sad. This is a cobalt blue matte. And then we have Mr. Tutorials, which is a hazel shimmer. Overall, by like these whole swatches, I'm quite impressed, to be honest, because they look incredible. The shimmers really have blown me away. Because I'm not gonna lie, the shimmers in the Mitchell palette haven't been my favourite, and the shimmers from Beautybay overall, like, they've not been my favourite in like their palettes. They've been nice, but they've not been like bam like these ones. These have really definitely blown me out of the water because they're just so amazing, like so shimmery, so foiled. But yeah, overall I'm really impressed with this palette. It's really gorgeous. So yeah, let's go ahead and just jump on into the tutorial. Quickly primed my eyes. Usually, obviously, of course, I usually use the ABH eye primer, so I used that today, as I know it works with a lot of shadows. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade here, which is called a Blend and Snap, and I'm just gonna pack this like on the inner portion of my eye. Can I make sense? Right off the bat, that's really pigmented. A little bit of kick up, nothing crazy. I'm just using like a small kind of like packing brush. This is the Zoeva 234 brush. I never usually like say the names of my brushes. If you want me to start doing that, then I will. Just let me know. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Redemption, which is this orange shade. I'm going to pack that just next to, like, and on the outer part of my lid. So it's like that. That makes sense. should have maybe put the pink on the outer part and the orange on the inner part, but we're here now. We're here. Because this orange is actually quite pale. I thought it was going to be a bit more like, ooh, like pigmented on top of the, like the primer shade. Obviously in the swatches it was like a little bit light as well, but I thought, because obviously I didn't have primer on my arm or anything. By the way, I'm using the Beautybay Throw Shade brush. Again, a little bit of like a more, like a packing brush. So far though, both shades are packed on really well. There's more kick up from the pink than what there is the orange shade, but like with the pink shade it wasn't like major, it was just a little bit. Okay, then I want to take the shade Villa, which is that bright yellow shade, and I'm going to start to blend out the orange, just a little bit of this. When I swatched this yellow shade it was quite light. It was almost like a pastel kind of like yellow shade, if that makes sense. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH40 brush, by the way, guys. Just letting y'all know. Okay, there, this is a very like pale yellow shade. And it definitely blends out the orange fine. I can imagine doing a look with the red, the orange and this yellow shade. Well, that would be like a gorgeous, fiery kind of look, that would. Okay, then I want to go ahead and take this shade Zomer, which is like this peachy, pinky shade here. I'm going to start to blend that above the pink shade. See how this looks. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of basic Trut, which is like this pale beige shade. I've forgotten what she described it as, like a nude. And I'm just going to blend that just slightly above that Zomer shade, just to like make it not as pigmented, if that makes sense, to help it blend a little bit easier. I am using the same brush that I used the Zomer shade on, which is the Morphe M506. Very similar to the Jaclyn Hill one I just used. I'm not mad at this, to be honest with you. I'm actually not mad at it. It's actually quite cute. All shades have like been blending well together. Not had a problem with any of them so far. Only a little bit of kick up from each shade. I would say Blend and Snap and Basic Trut have the most fallout from the shades that I've used so far, but again, nothing major. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, do this off camera, then I'm also going to cut my crease off camera, and then we're back to do the lid shade together, as I'm so excited to actually use a shade. I don't really know what shade I'm going to use, but yeah, we'll be right back. So I thought I'd just quickly show you this. Basically, I just cut my crease and then I just put on the same orange shade on the outer part. And I don't know if you can see, but like the orange shade has done this weird thing. Like, I've never had a problem with the shades doing this before, not really. Because usually I'll do my cut crease and then I'll set it down just with like a clean brush, nothing on it, just a clean brush. And the orange shade on this eye, a little bit on this eye, you can kind of see it's like a different shade of orange, but I still used it like on the same base. It's just in this weird thing. I don't really know what it is. Has any of you experienced this kind of thing before? Is it because maybe it was slightly damp? I'm not too sure. I found it very strange. anyway, just thought I'd like let you guys know that. I don't really know what's kind of going on. Never really had a problem with any other like palette doing that before or anything. So yeah, let me know if it has happened to you in the past with a palette. But for me, like, I've never had anything like it before. Maybe it's because I have set it down so it is like dry. I don't really know, but yeah, anyway, let's just move on. Like I said, I've just cut my crease, just done this eye off camera. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the shimmer shade. I don't really know what shade to use. I'm really feeling the Roxy Catan shade. Then I'm also feeling the Aura shade, this one down here, sorry. I think I might use a little bit of both. I might use Aura on the outer part and then Roxy Catan on the inner part. So yeah, MORPHE R42 brush. It is clean, it's just stained a little bit. I'm going to take the shade Aura, which is that one of the shades that I was going to use, this one. I'm going to put this like on the outer kind of part of the cut crease. Ooh, it's very soft with it when I use a brush. I don't know how it's going to work with a brush, but I always use this brush specifically for shimmers because I feel like it does pick up a lot of shades. But it's not going on too great, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's going on okay, it's just really difficult to kind of like pack on. Let's use my finger. I really don't like to use my fingers when I've got nails on because my fingers, they're a little bit, not fat, but that does apply a little bit better. Obviously with your fingers you can't get much of a precision if you're doing like a full cut crease like I have. But again, it's applied really nicely. Again, I always use this brush specifically for shimmer shades because I feel like it works with a lot of different types of shimmers. And it's just like not picking up as well as with my finger. So I'm going to try a different brush, maybe. I mean, on the little card it says you can use a finger and a brush. Maybe it's just the type of brush that you have to use, I don't really know. I'm going to pick a different brush and see if that works. Okay, I'm going to try this little brush. I don't really know if it's going to work. Hopefully it does. This is the MORPHE X Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush. See, maybe this. Okay, this one works a bit better. It's a little bit fluffier. It's not as dense as the other one that I use. I'm just going to go over that like little orange bit because honestly, I don't know what was going on there, but wow, that is really pretty. That is so pretty. Wow, look at this. Then I'm going to go into the shade Roxy Catan. Again, I'm going to use the same brush just because it seemed to work well, which is, oh, my hair. I'm going to take this shade Roxy Catan, this one. And let's just pop that like on the inner portion. I wonder if, yeah, this seems to pick up well with this as well. So if you are going to use a brush, I'd like recommend you using a brush like this. As you can see, it's not like real dense, it's a little bit more fluffy, but you can, if you're doing like a cut crease, you still have the precision because it's quite small. And these shimmer shades are stunning. They're very foiled, very shimmery, real gorgeous. And then I'm going to take the shade Ivy because I want a little bit of a pow on my inner corner. That is like the white shade up here. Using the same brush because this brush seems to work well. A little bit of that just on the inner portion, just to like really open my eye up. Yeah. That looks really pretty. really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this eye off camera, put my lashes on, do the rest of my face off camera, and then I'll be back to kind of give you guys my final thoughts. I might do the lower lash line as well, depending how I feel, but yeah, I'll be right back. Then I'm back, literally done the rest of my face off camera. I did do my lower lash line off camera, because yeah, just kind of wanted to. I just basically used the same shades on the bottoms what I used on top. Just let you guys know as well, I did use the Live My Best Light, like liquid eyeshadow thing from Beautybay, on like around my cut crease. I did this for a reason. I wouldn't have done this if I didn't have a bit of a problem, but yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think about the look first of all? Kind of like, I kind of like it. It's growing on me. It's not my favourite. It's not, you know, it's not terrible. It's not my favourite. It's not my best look that I've ever done. But yeah, it's definitely nice. I do like it. But yeah, still not sure on the lip. But yeah. Of course, as always, I'll link everything down below what else I'm wearing on my face, just in case you guys are interested. But yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about the palette. What do I think about it? First of all, talking about the swatches, like I'm actually quite impressed with some of the swatches, mainly the shimmers. The shimmers are like the star of the show for me, to be honest with you. So yeah, the shimmers definitely are like the star of the show for me, to be honest with you. I think they're gorgeous. They swatch amazingly. I don't think I had a problem with them, not too much, I don't think. Maybe I had a little bit of a problem because when I kind of went off camera, I noticed that like up above in the corner on this eye, it was like I was packing down the shimmer, but it was like taking off the eyeshadow from underneath, as well as like my first primer that I put down. It's like my first ABH eye primer, and it's like up here. Like, you won't be able to see it now because I did use the Live My Best Light shadow stick to kind of like cover it up. So I don't know whether it just doesn't work well, whether it's the shimmer. I don't know if it's the shimmer, I don't know if it's the matte. I don't really know what was kind of going on. I feel like it might have been the shimmer because I was trying to pack on the shimmer over the orange bit that wasn't looking great, if that makes sense. I'm a little bit like, it didn't do it on this side, but it did it on this side, and it really bothered me because you could really see it, and it kind of not annoyed me, but it's like I could see it and I could see it was there, but I don't feel like if other people would have noticed it. It was only like tiny, but it did kind of bother me, which is why I put the liquid shadow stick on top, just to kind of like cover it up. I wouldn't have used this otherwise, but yeah, I don't really know. But other than that, like I didn't have a problem with the shimmer that I applied on like the inner part or anything. I would just say if you're going to use it, use your finger to apply the shimmers, or use like a packing brush like I used. Okay, so I used like this MORPHE one, and it did do the job. It did really well. But yeah, moving on to the mattes. When I swatched the mattes, they weren't my favourite. Some of them swatched really well, like the red like swatched amazingly. The blue was a little bit patchy, but other than that, like I feel like most of the other mattes swatched okay. Even like the pale like pastel shades, like the blue and the yellow, like they seem to swatch really well. Yeah, using the mattes, didn't have a problem with them. They did blend really nicely. I do like how she included this like light beige shade. Obviously it's not going to work if you're like a deeper complexion, but if you're like a lighter complexion like me, it's going to be handy to blend out all like the other dark shades, especially because like some of the shades like the blue and the green would definitely be too dark for me to just blend out the blue with, but I could use that beigey shade and it'll help blend it out. I did obviously use it in my look today a little bit, and it did help. I didn't really have a problem other than when it came to me cutting my crease, which, you know, kind of, I don't really know what was going on there. I know that some people have had problems with that before, but I've never specifically had a problem with that when I've used my ABH eye primer, and you know, like that is like my go-to eye primer. I use it on my lid and then I also use it to cut my crease. So I never really had a problem with, I've used a lot of different palettes between me like first using the ABH eye primer from last year. Like I've used it for nearly a year now and never had a problem with any of the shadows. I've used it with my Beautybay Mitchell palette. So I don't really know. I'm gonna have to keep playing with the palette some more. Obviously this is just my first time using it, but you know, they're the only two little things that I had that was a bit like, you know, like, is it me? Is it the palette? I don't really know, but I'm gonna have to play with it some more. If you want me to do another like tutorial using it, then just of course let me know. So overall, do I like recommend the palette? I mean, that's completely down to you. The shadows do work, they do perform. I definitely think that the shimmers in the palette are, like for me especially, they're the most like standout thing about the palette. But I do really like the shades in here. Of course, you purchasing the palette when it like comes to restocking. Do I recommend it? I do recommend it. Is it my favourite? Not right now. I'm gonna be honest with you, like right now it's not my favourite palette. I still literally love the Mitchell palette. It's so weird because like the Mitchell palette, the mattes are my favourite, but the shimmers aren't my favourite. But then in this palette, the shimmers are my favourite, but the mattes are a little bit like, So I'm a bit like, they do work, but I don't know. I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest with you, but I do still recommend it. It is still a good palette for £25. Yeah, 20 shades for £25 is actually really good. I do recommend it. I do really like the palette, but I'm going to have to play with it some more. Right now, it's not like, I wouldn't be like, go and buy it right now because you need it. Like, it's not, I don't think that you need it. Do you know what I mean? But it's still a good palette. Like I said, if you want me to do another tutorial using the palette, just let me know down below. I will do. Yeah, also just to let you guys know, I am wearing the Beautybay highlighter. I'm wearing the shade Beam and a little bit of flash on top. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I've been playing with this for the past few days and I really like it. I did do like a little mini review on these and I really like these. Really like them. So yeah. And that's just a little quick update on these. £5.50. Highly recommend. They're amazing. Amazing. So yeah, like I said, if you want me to do another tutorial using this palette, just let me know down below. I'll also be linking everything else that I'm wearing in the description box down below, so you can go and check it out if you want to. As always, I will be leaving my Instagram and Twitter handles up above and also in the description box down below, so you can go and check me out there if you want to. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!